Hey, are you seriously podcasting alone?
Nah, I'm with my...
Oh, goddamn. Are you ready to be a rabbit?
Oh,
We're gonna fuck on that, baby.
rabbit. Who are you gonna be? Elmer Fudd? Just fucking trying to kill the rabbit all the time. Rabbit.
Hello, everybody. My name is John, sitting here with Priscilla.
Hola.
And one Nicola.
Hola.
And another John.
He's got the downs.
John is
got
hungover
the
today.
downs.
He's on it.
We're on ups, and he's got the downs.
Yeah, exactly.
I did it so that you would go see the visuals and then you know what I did.
That's true. That's true. Exclusively.
Amazing. So today we are talking about the Grimm brothers again. Last week we talked about Red Riding Hood and Cinderella. Today we're going to do a couple more stories, some more obscure ones, and some more familiar ones, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be good fun. We're going to have some more readings. All right, let's get into it.
We didn't have a wig.
Let's go.
So in part one, we talked about the background of some of the fairy tales we know and love today. Today, we're going to talk about some more well-known ones as well as some obscure ones that aren't around anymore because they put the Grimm brothers in cancelable territory. So the first one, speaking of cancelable territory, the first one we're going to talk about is a story called The Jew in the Brambles.
Spicy.
Wow.
That's spicy. That's topical too.
It's very insensitive.
Wow.
Let's not forget the Grimms were German.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well,
In the 1980s.
Yeah, but
The 1800s, sorry.
1980s.
Wow, yeah, fuck that
Sounds
up.
like they knew how to have a fun time.
Oh yeah.
oh my God.
Nostalgia.
So as with most of the translations of the Grimms for these two episodes, they have been on the behalf of Margaret Hunt, who I found out has been dead for like 100+ years. So shout out to you, Margaret Hunt. She's
Thank
been
you,
dead.
Hunt.
She's just 1800s
Happy
level translation.
anniversary.
But you know,
Dead.
she's good.
She wrote about them like right after they happened.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh.
She was the direct English translator.
Sick.
Yeah, so that's why. So that's why these are like the most true to original. Yeah,
Gotta get that Jew in the Brambles story.
yeah. I mean, it's authenticity.
Can you buy the book? Can you buy the book?
It's like exactly in the future we're gonna need somebody to transcribe and put Kanye's tweets in a book.
Right there.
All right, so here goes The Jew in the Brambles from Margaret Hunt. Well, from the Grimm brothers, Margaret Hunt. I don't know. I don't know what she thought of Jews.
I think she thought of him in a certain way. She had to translate as soon as possible. She's like, "Yo, Nazism's coming."
God, we're getting out of the fucking hood with this one.
No, but it's like everything. We're like, back then everyone was racist and everyone hated Jews.
Only back then.
No, but like,
You know what's funny is judging from the standards of the time, it's like this is fine. This is
yeah,
moderate.
entirely. Yeah.
This is a normal amount of racism for the time.
for them, it just made sense.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so there was once a rich man.
Ooh.
Great start. Who had a servant who served him diligently and honestly. He was every morning the first out of bed and the last to go to rest that night. And whenever there was a difficult job to be done, which nobody cared to undertake, he was always the first to set himself to it. Moreover, he never complained, but was contented with everything and always merry.
What the heck does that mean?
Sounds
A
like a
difficult
great guy.
job to be doing? He's the rich man.
Somebody, the servant.
Oh, okay. my
Yeah,
bad.
the servant. Yeah,
Yeah,
so
so
the difficult
not
job.
a rich man.
Yeah, I was about to. I was like, what?
He's like, Squire, there's a turd sticking out of my ass that won't come out. I'm on my way, master.
I'll get the javelin.
So when a year was ended, his master gave him no wages, for he said to himself, "That is my cleverest way, for I shall save something, and he will not go away, but stay quietly in my service."
Damn.
The servant said nothing, but did his work the second year as he had done it in the first. And when at the end of this likewise, he received no wages, but he made himself happy, and still stayed on. When the third year also was passed, the master considered, put his hand in his pocket, but pulled out nothing. Then at last, what a fucking asshole.
What a dick. Like,
I'm
why would
just
you
not gonna
say
pay this guy.
I by the way, I am going into this one blind. Okay, this just has the reputation for being anti-Semitic.
Oh, okay. Well,
I am
starting out
going
well.
along with this one. So then at last the servant said, "Master, for 3 years I have served you honestly. Be so good as to give me what I ought to have, for I wish to leave and look about me a little more in the world." "Yes, my good fellow," answered the old miser. "You have served me industriously, and therefore you shall be cheerfully rewarded." And he put his hand into his pocket, but counted out only 3 farthings, saying, "There you have a farthing for each year. That is large and liberal pay, such as you would have received from few masters."
I know what farthing means, but I really like the idea. Here's a fart.
Yo, would it be fucking like, yeah, let me see if I have something in here for... Fuck you.
You gave him a pocket, like a pocket fart that he had in a jar this whole time?
Yeah, exactly. Put your hands out. Put your hands out.
Just like a comically long fart that he does for each of them.
He put his $3 in a jar that he has to open, but
And
it's like, it's just
The
fart
servant
jar.
is like, good one, master.
Good one. Love it.
You killed it, man.
The honest servant, who understood little about money, put his fortune into his pocket and thought, now that I have my purse full, why need I trouble and plague myself any longer with hard work? So on he went up hill and down dale, and sang and jumped to his heart's content. Now it came to pass that as he was going by a thicket, a little man stepped out and called to him, "Whither away, merry brother? I see you do not carry many cares." "Why should I be sad?" answered the servant. "I have enough. 3 years' wages are jingling in my pocket." "How much is in your treasure?" The dwarf asked him. "How much is in your treasure?" The dwarf asked him. How much? 3 farthings sterling, all told." "Look here," said the dwarf. "I am a poor, needy man. Give me your 3 farthings. I can work no longer, but you are young and can easily earn your bread." And as the servant had a good heart and felt pity for the old man, he gave him the 3 farthings. You could have given him like
What?
half of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't have to give him shit, to be honest.
He can't give half. How? What is he gonna cut it? Actually, they used to cut coins in half. So
Yeah.
maybe not.
"Take them in the name of heaven. I shall not be any worse for it." Then the little man said, "As I see you have a good heart, I will grant you 3 wishes, 1 for each farthing. They shall all be fulfilled."
Is that their version of a genie?
A dwarf, I guess.
Is it a
The
Jewish
genie's a
dwarf?
I don't know yet. I don't know who's Jewish in the story yet.
Is that the twist? We still don't know who the Jew is,
Yeah.
and depending on who it is, that's how you did. You're like, oh, now this is anti-Semitic.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
We're about to find out.
But their genie is just like a dwarf with no money.
Aha, said the servant. "You are one of those who can work wonders. Well then, if it is to be so, I wish first for a gun, which shall hit everything that I aim at." Whoa, what the fuck? Where are we going with this?
okay.
"Secondly, for a fiddle, which when I play on it, I shall compel all who hear it to dance.
This man has
Thirdly, that if I ask a favor of anyone, he shall not be able to refuse it."
Okay, so he had 2 that were like that he could have maybe gotten on his own, except maybe the flute that can make people dance, which is very interesting. But the third is legit like, let me just control people.
Yeah. Which
Like,
is a
very
great
boring.
wish.
This is
actually.
the
best
only
wish.
wish that made the
The
most
good wish.
sense.
You can
That
get a
dude
lot
was
more
probably
wishes
like
out
the
of.
first like snake charmer, bro. Like, you know.
Guys, it's a fiddle. A fiddle is a violin.
Well, you know, he changed it up from a flute.
All right, whatever.
Oh shit, yeah, I said flute, my bad.
Yeah, it's all good. "All that you shall have," said the dwarf, and put his hand into the bush, and only think, there lay a fiddle and gun all ready, just as if they had been ordered Amazon Prime style.
It came in a box.
No, it came in a bush.
You go into a cabin with a fucking like, sorry, midget, a
A dwarf
dwarf. Sorry, I forgot the word, so I just said midget.
with a midge.
You go into a cabin with a midget, and then they come out with a gun and a fucking violin.
Dude, fuck,
Dwarf in hand.
fuck same day delivery. Right now delivery.
Right
now.
now.
Dwarf
Right
delivery.
now.
I want it
Dwarf
now.
delivery.
These he gave to the servant, and then said to him, "Whatever you may ask at any time, no man in the world shall be able to deny you." "Heart alive, what can one desire more?" said the servant to himself, and went merrily onwards. Soon afterwards, he met a Jew.
I hate when that happens.
With a long goat's beard, who was standing listening to with a long goat's beard.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, who was okay? So very stereotypical design.
He said, "Look, I'm waiting for the nose now."
Yeah.
That's all I'm waiting.
When it long, I was like, don't say it.
No, I was like, please.
With 2 long locks. With
He
no
was
hair.
standing, listening to the good song of a bird which was sitting up at the top of a tree. Good heavens, he was exclaiming. That such a small creature should have such a fearfully loud voice.
What's the voice you're trying to give him now?
I'm trying to see this is how they're... Okay, maybe not. Listen.
Okay, their version of okay, go.
Oh, God.
That's the one.
You want me to do that for you?
Honestly, yeah.
Such a fearfully
loud
voice.
Good heavens, that such a small creature should have such a fearfully loud voice. I can't stand when they're so loud. It gives me... I'm worried I might have tinnitus or something. My head always hurts when the birds are chirping so loud.
Somebody needs to blame Family Guy for all our
Yes, it is. No, somebody needs to blame Woody Allen for that.
Oh, that's true.
If it were mine, if it were but mine, if only somebody would sprinkle some salt upon its tail and some salt upon my bagel. I'm so sorry.
That's the right voice for it.
I know. Oh, said the Jew. Leave out the rogue, my master, and I will do it at once. I will get the bird out for myself, as you really have hit it. Then he lay down on the ground and began to crawl into the thicket. When he was fast moving among the thorns, the good servant's humor so tempted him that he took up his fiddle and began to play. In a moment, the Jew's legs began to move and to jump into the air. Does the Jewish guy have a name?
Oh no.
No.
I lost my $20. Oh no.
Oh my god.
Wow,
my
this
God.
is not all
Starts
this is getting in.
like a belly dancer.
This is never ending.
And the more the servant fiddled, the better went the dance.
Nice.
But the thorns tore his shabby coat from him, combed his beard, and pricked and plucked him all over the body. Oh dear, cried the Jew. What do I want with your fiddling? Leave the fiddle alone, master. I do not want to dance. My ankles hurt. My ankles are starting to swell. I got these shoes a size smaller. Now they're hurting my feet.
Oh no.
But the servant did not listen to him and thought, you have fleeced people long enough.
Oh my god.
Oh no, this is bad. Now the thorn bushes shall do the same to you. Oh my god.
Wait, didn't he have a rich guy that was already kind of being shitty to him? So he went to this random Jew guy and he's like, you have stolen enough from people. It's like, don't you have a rich guy
What is
to
he,
take care of?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's Kanye, actually. That's
Yeah,
like
this is
full blown
actually
Kanye.
And he began to
Plays
play.
Carnival. And then the Jew starts dancing to Carnival. He made graduation, so it's fine.
This could be kind of. That's true.
Oh my god.
That's all it took.
How much longer will that good karma be worth?
What good karma? He made what, one great album and then that's it for all of them. I like other albums.
Yeah, I
besides
like
that.
that.
He has some good songs.
Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is a good album.
Yeah, that's true. That's a
I
good
think there's
album.
some more good songs in it than it's a good album personally
Yeah.
for me.
I like
Life of Pablo
Saint
is pretty
Pablo.
fire,
I like
yeah.
the
Pretty
Saint. I like the song Saint Pablo.
Good shit.
That's true.
It's good.
You have fleeced people often enough. Now the thorn bushes shall do the same to you. And he began to play over again, so that the Jew had to jump higher than ever.
Fucking
And
hell.
scraps of his coat were left hanging on the thorns. Oh, woe's me, cried the Jew.
Oh god.
I will give the gentleman whatsoever he asks, if only he leaves off fiddling a purse full of gold.
Jesus.
If you are so liberal, said the servant, I
my
will
God.
stop my music. But this I must say to your credit, that you dance to it so well that it is quite an art. And having taken the purse, he went his way. So I will say, if you wished to be able to make anybody do anything, what was the point of torturing a guy
Yeah.
with a fiddle?
It's because he's Jew.
He's a Jew.
He just didn't want to waste it.
So he wanted to punish him too?
Yes.
That's pretty fucked up.
It was messed up, dude.
Again, okay, wait. Has the rich man been replaced by the Jew, or like? Because I'm not understanding where this.
No,
Jew
he
comes
just came
from.
across a Jewish guy.
Like, I'm confused.
He just came across the Jewish guy.
He's like, you will do my bidding.
I hope this ends with him being like, you know what, rich man, you fleeced me out of money 3 years in a row, but you're still better than a Jew.
But it's fucked up because
How that's gonna end?
Fucking wild.
he literally went from being
It is
like,
deranged.
"Oh, I don't care if I don't get paid for 3 years,"
Literally.
to like, "Oh, please take my 3 years of wages."
Yes.
And then he's given a little bit of power, and he's like, "You know what? Fuck all the Jews."
I am still mad at the
Immediately.
Jews.
He didn't ask for a bonus or anything. He just
Nothing.
No.
straight up like, I just want to know how to a Jew. Like,
Simple-minded fella.
Yeah.
The Jew stood still. I'm sorry.
The Jew stood still and watched the servant quietly until he was far off and out of sight. And then he screamed out with all his might, "You miserable musician! You beer house fiddler! Wait till I catch you alone. I will hunt you till the soles of your shoes fall off, you ragamuffin."
Ragamuffin.
You ragamuffin.
I'm unconsolidated.
You
That's
ragamuffin.
amazing.
that was a hard word right there.
Just put 5 farthings in your mouth, and then you may be worth 3 halfpence, you schmuck.
Oh, he did not just say that.
He did not. I quoted
he's
that.
slaying.
Whoa.
That's some ad libbing. And went on. And he went on abusing him as fast as he could speak. As soon as he refreshed himself a little in this way and got his breath again, he ran into the town to the justice. "My lord judge," he said, "I have come to make a complaint. See how a rascal has robbed and ill-treated me on the public highway.
Rascal.
I love that.
A stone on the ground might pity me. My clothes all torn, my body pricked and scratched, my little all gone with my purse."
Yeah.
Oh,
his
okay,
little
okay,
of-
my bad. This is
yeah.
just some old English. "My little all gone with my purse. Good ducats.
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 Yeah.
Good ducats. Each piece better than the last. For God's sake, let the man be thrown into prison." And the judge goes, like, "Which God? Which God are you talking about?"
Who did you believe
Who
in?
did you believe in? Also, Haitians, we say vagabond sometimes.
Vagabond.
Vagabond.
Yeah.
The dirty vagabond.
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 "Was it a soldier," said the judge, "who cut you thus with his saber?" "Nothing of the sort," said the Jew. "It was no sword that he had, but a gun hanging on his back and a fiddle at his neck. The wretch may easily be known."
I'm just glad that that peasant did not come across a black person. That's all I'm going to say.
I don't think they had many of those in Germany at the
That's
time.
true.
It amazed Werner Herzog when he met one.
Depends.
So the judge sent his people out after the man, and they found the good servant, who had been going quite slowly along. And they found, too, the purse with the money upon him. As soon as he was taken before the judge, he said, "I did not touch the Jew, nor take his money. He gave it to me of his own free will, that I might leave off fiddling, because he could not bear my music."
The judge is like, I know that's not true.
"Heaven defend us," cried the Jew. "His lies are as thick as flies upon the wall."
That's kind of cool. I like that.
I like that shit, too.
That's a bar.
This place is really
Bars.
stinky, Judge. you ought to do something about the pest control here. But the judge also did not believe his tale and said, "This is a bad defense. No Jew would do that." That's fucking crazy.
Saw that coming.
God damn it. And because he had committed robbery on the public highway, he sentenced the good servant to be hanged. As he was being led away, the Jew again screamed after him, "You vagabond, you dog of a fiddler! Now you are going to receive your well-earned reward." Sorry.
Well on.
The servant walked quietly with the hangman up the ladder, but upon the last step, he turned around and said to the judge, "Grant me just one more request before I die."
I'm worried.
Ooh. He had this shit plotted.
"Yes, if you do not ask your life," said the judge. "I do not ask for life," said the servant. "But as a last favor, let me play once more upon my fiddle." The Jew raised a great cry of, "Murder, murder, for goodness sakes, do not allow it, do not allow it." But the judge said, "Why should I not let him have this short pleasure? It has been granted to him, and he shall have it." However, he could not have refused on account of the gift which had been bestowed on the servant.
Yeah.
Then the Jew cried, "Oh, woe's me, tie me fast," while the good servant took his fiddle from his neck and made ready. As he gave the first scrape, they all began to quiver and shake. The judge, his clerk, and the hangman and his men, and the cord fell out of the hand of the one who was going to tie the Jew fast. At the second scrape, all raised their legs, and the hangman let go of the good servant and made himself ready to dance. At the third scrape, they all leaped up and began to dance. The judge and the Jew being the best at jumping. What?
I don't.
Why?
Soon, all who gathered in the marketplace out of curiosity were dancing with them, old and young, fat and lean, one with another. The dogs, likewise. I don't know why that
dogs.
fucking slapped.
The
I don't-
dogs were sick. The
old and
dog.
young, fat and lean, one with another. The dogs, likewise, which had run.
It's fucking freestyle.
Storytelling.
It kind of fucking slaps. The dogs, likewise, which had run there, got up on their hind legs and capered out. Holy shit, the dogs are dogs are out and about like that.
Let the dogs out.
And the longer he played, the higher sprang the dancers, so that they knocked against each other's heads and began to shriek terribly.
Oh, that's like a Buffy
Yeah, it's
episode.
kind of fucking creepy. At length, the judge cried, quite out of breath, "I will give you your life if only you stop fiddling." The good servant thereupon had compassion, took his fiddle and hung it around his neck again, and stepped down the ladder. Then he went up to the Jew, who was lying upon the ground, panting for breath, and said, "You rascal, now confess whence you got the money, or I will take my fiddle and begin to play again." I stole it, cried he. "But you have honestly earned it." So the judge had the Jew taken to the gallows and hanged as a thief.
The fuck? Wait.
And that is the end of the story.
That's how it goes.
What?
That's how it goes.
Just hang the goddamn Jew.
He didn't
What's
do
the-
anything wrong. He got robbed by this guy.
Yeah.
What's the moral of the story here?
I have no idea what the moral of the story is.
Jews
do
jump
not know.
high.
Jews-
Midgets
the more-
grant wishes.
So the moral of the story is you better be nice to other people even if they're fucking with you. But when it comes to Jews, hey, everything's
Like,
fair.
why did he start as a servant? And where the fuck is the rich guy in all this?
Thank you.
He got a gun that can't miss, and he didn't take his revenge on the guy that didn't pay.
It had the gun had nothing to do with that. Not even the getting people. I mean, I guess at the end he got him to.
Yeah.
But I thought it was like a monkey's paw type of thing where you have to be very specific with what he
Me
told
too.
them. You know.
But the thing is, it's also like he threatened the Jew in front of everybody, kind of confirming that more than just confirming, he had the fiddle and made him dance. So
Yeah, I
everybody
know.
could be
Wouldn't the
like,
judge be like, clearly this guy's magical?
clearly he did this to the Jew. And now he's like, actually, no, you're going to hang him now.
Well,
and
I
he
mean-
didn't even use his power of the voice. It's just,
History has not been kind to the Jews.
no, I
It's
could tell.
pretty fucking wild.
That's cool. Wait, it really ends this way? There's nothing else.
There is nothing else.
What
there.
happened to the rich man?
Jesus.
I can I just
Fucking
say,
rich.
I think
When I was a rich man.
this story isn't told anymore because it's not like
It's
that
not a
good
good
a story.
story.
Yeah,
It's not a good story.
It's
Yeah.
not just really
You
kind
can't make this into a Disney movie. I mean,
no.
Yeah, how would you-
Disney's the Jew and the Brambles.
But like in the nice like Snow White animation too. Like you are right that just like even excluding like the anti-Semitism, it's just a bad story.
Yeah, it doesn't make any
it's
sense.
fucking terrible.
Is this supposed to be like heroism?
In what way?
Are we supposed to empathize with the Jewish guy? Because I don't see it, and I don't see them like trying to do that.
It's just too much things.
This
that
is like a
don't-
joke.
But also,
doesn't
like,
make
it's not
sense.
like
Yeah.
the servant made himself a better life. He just committed so many crimes.
He just
And
became
then
an asshole.
He just
became a
decided
dick.
to fuck with a Jewish guy out of nowhere.
Yeah, he went full asshole so quickly. I will be surprised that he was actually quite nice to the dwarf. Considering that time, I
Yeah,
thought
he gave
he
him $3.
would-
What if his third wish was just to tell that dwarf to spread his cheeks?
Oh,
Oh, God. But no,
Oh no! Just don't point the gun at me.
good gracious, you rascal!
that's what she was like eager to translate, like real quick.
She translated everything. Okay,
That one, I know, but like I felt like
Maybe it's just,
it was
I would have cut out some. I'd
it
be
was
like, I
for
don't think
posterity.
this. Oh, that's fair.
maybe
but at the
she
same
didn't
time,
translate it properly. Maybe that's the
Maybe.
issue.
maybe.
Oh.
Maybe.
I have to ask my mom to
Maybe
get
it's
the original.
originally a black guy
Yeah.
instead or something. I don't know.
Never mind, you can keep that. But no, like you know what? I'm hoping that it there's some mistranslation. There's some stuff that is
I'm gonna
left
text my
out.
mom right now.
Go for it.
What's
Go
the
for
name
it.
of it?
The Jew and the Brambles or the Jew and the Thorns. It
Your
has
mom's like,
opposite names.
I love that story.
That's my favorite story,
It's my
Nini.
favorite story. It taught me so much. It's moral.
Actually, baby.
Yeah, so obviously stories like this have not progressed into the Disney era and been given a nice
Disney
wash and
Renaissance.
cleaning like that. So yeah, but they were repurposed at a certain point in time
Okay.
to,
Yeah.
I think you know where we're going here.
Yeah.
So this here is from Jesse Greenspan on the behalf of history, as in the History Channel.
Oh God.
But
Okay.
they have a website with articles made by actual journalists too.
I got worried.
Not all of it is trash. But here you go. Quote, the Grimms gathered over 200 tales for their collections, 3 of which contain Jewish characters. In The Jew and the Brambles, the protagonist happily torments a Jew by forcing him to dance in a thicket of thorns. He also insults the Jew, calling him a dirty dog, among other things. Later on, a judge doubts that a Jew would ever voluntarily give money away. The Jew in the story turns out to be a thief and is hanged. In The Good Bargain, a Jewish man is likewise portrayed as a penny-pinching swindler. During the Third Reich, Nazis adopted the Grimm's tales for propaganda purposes.
Of course.
They also claimed, for instance, that Little Red Riding Hood symbolized the German people suffering at the hands of the Jewish wolf.
Hey.
And that Cinderella's Aryan purity distinguished her from her mongrel stepsisters.
The other one, it seems like like that Christmas story of like the old Grouch there that never liked Christmas.
Oh yeah.
And then he
Scrooge.
Scrooge.
Yeah, Scrooge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you know why? Because he has a happy ending.
Yeah, well, it's Disney. That's a happy ending. That's probably not a happy ending.
No. In the book, he does actually have the original
Yeah.
story.
Oh,
Yeah.
He doesn't
That's
do
why
it
I'm
Jews.
like,
I was like, ah.
He doesn't get butt fucked by Christmas future.
like, yeah.
This
Like-
is really just about the Jewish people being
This is-
robbers or some shit.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
doing something bad to the Jewish people, and that Jewish guy did nothing to the guy.
No.
Absolutely nothing. To
He was just looking at birds sing.
He was literally like beautiful
literally-
birds, and then like
It's really fucked up. He just got hate crimed. I like it. One of the German fairy tales is just literally a hate crime.
hate crime, and be happy that you did the hate crime.
It's really fucked up. Thank God we got rid of that evil character. Jesus Christ. Absolutely. It's also worth noting evil step parents are a dime a dozen in fairy tales, but the Grimms originally included some evil biological mothers as well. In an 1812 version of Hansel and Gretel, a wife persuades her husband to abandon their children in the woods because they don't have enough food to feed them.
Yeah,
I saw that
thought we-
version.
but I
was
thought we all
younger.
knew that though.
I think it's just because
Isn't that-
rewrites have replaced it with a stepmother.
Oh,
They've washed a lot of these stories by changing biological mothers to stepmothers in order to justify this sort of like lack of empathy
They
for,
did the
for the
"oh"
children.
type
yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is like, well, the originals, I mean, I think that goes more to say something about German mothers if some of these like, people are
That's
talking.
true.
Yeah.
Is it only German? Well, I mean, the German dad is pretty shitty as well too.
Well, most German
He
dads
was just like,
comply
yeah, I'll
with
fucking
the
do it.
needs. I mean, like I said, you weren't here last time, but we were reading Aschenputtel, Cinderella.
Okay.
Her biological father is still alive, and with him, he just lets the stepmother do whatever she wants.
Yeah. But yeah,
You just
I can
did
see
it.
that.
When he goes to the market, all the stepdaughters ask for like dresses and fancy things, and then Aschenputtel just asks for a twig. And he brings her a twig. He brings everybody else what they wanted, but he brings her a twig.
He's like,
You know,
"Ah,
so
you-
like,
You said twig.
yeah. Snow White also has an evil mother who at first wishes for and then becomes infuriated by her daughter's beauty. The Grimms turned both of these characters into stepmothers in subsequent editions, and mothers have essentially remained off the hook ever since in the retelling of these stories.
Not exactly, because they're still putting this shit on stepmothers as well, which I find very interesting.
Yeah, because they're not biological mothers, and so they, for them, it was like,
Oh,
kinda
yeah, because
washing in a
women
sense.
didn't really remarry. Is that it?
I don't know about that.
But people have shitty experiences with stepmothers anyways. Like they, even if there's not real problems, they like to make up problems.
I
Which-
get what you mean.
You know,
Because I'm thinking maybe is it because as a widow it was much more acceptable for the men to remarry than the woman to remarry, or it wasn't. It was maybe even undesirable having a widow, like that was a woman to be remarried as, like it was like bad luck
yeah.
type of shit. Because I'm like, there's a lot of stepmothers,
Well,
but not enough.
as a woman, if you
stepdaughters.
sleep with 2 men in your life, you're a whore.
That's true.
That was a
Yeah, that's true.
way of seeing it sometimes.
That's true. And by that's true, I meant have the time.
This at the end in those times.
In those times, I'm
In
not
those
saying this for
times.
now.
This is a good moment for a gong. All right, so let's stop talking about women. Let's start talking about animals. How about that?
Yeah.
So the next one we are going to talk about.
One of the same.
Yes. Wow. Wow.
The exact same
Somebody get
thing.
this guy on a
We
watch
have
list.
we have shifted in the pyramid of groups to hate. We have gone from the Jews to women.
That's true. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it strong.
Fucking hell. This is a classy show. The next one we're going to talk about is not one you normally hear about when it comes to famously dark Grimm tales, but definitely deserves to be up there in terms of how messed up the original is. This one, well, first we're going to talk about the version we all commonly know, which is the tortoise and the hare. The original fable of the tortoise and the hare finds its earliest incarnation in ancient Greece, somewhere between 600 and 500 BC, by a slave and storyteller named Aesop.
Aesop Rocky.
Aesop Rocky. Now, there's a lot of uncertainty on whether Aesop actually came up with these stories on his own, or rather these were stories that were told to him and he put them down, like the Grimm brothers we know. Nevertheless, he is the oldest known fabulist to have had this story in his repertoire.
Fabulous.
Yeah, I don't know if it's fabulous or fabulous.
Fable,
fable.
fabulous. Yeah, that could be right.
I googled the word fabulous and it said person known to lie. Also storyteller. I'm like, what the fuck? And like at first I was like, what, are they trying to say that like was there literally like was Aesop just so full of shit that literally they created a job title for it?
You fucking fabulous.
So now Aesop's version of the story is the story we know and love today. One day, during a gathering of woodland creatures, a hare started making jabs at a tortoise. Tortoise, yeah.
Tortoise.
Mocking him for being slow and having stubby legs. Fed up with the hare's shit, the tortoise claps back, challenging the hare to a race. The hare laughs at this request in confidence that he would no doubt beat the tortoise 10 times over. I'm sorry, I almost said terrorist.
He would
10
beat the terrorists
over.
10 times over.
This is like Red Dawn. But the tortoise
It's a Tom
insists.
Clancy novel.
Yeah, exactly. But the tortoise insists and the hare accepts the challenge. So they set up a race and all the critters from around the way show up to the event. The race starts and the hare takes off like a bolt of lightning, leaving the tortoise in a cloud of dust. But the tortoise is not discouraged. He proceeds with the race at his slow pace.
We need to have what's it called? Fast and Furious, but like themed after the hare and the tortoise.
So just like a foot race.
Who's Vin Diesel?
Man, imagine, because like no, Vin Diesel kind of looks like a turtle anyways. So like, what if you just paint Vin Diesel green? You know what? I kind of imagine he looked like the turtle from Over the Hedge.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh, he does.
Put a shell on him.
We'll put that up. We'll put that up
Get
on the
him on
screen.
all fours.
And the hair could
If you're on the
be-
YouTube, you're gonna see all the lovely pictures we're gonna put up.
And the hair could be like just the body of Paul. And just like whiten it more.
The body of Paul.
The body.
of
Well, what about
Body.
Ludacris?
Yeah.
He just goes up to
Luda.
Vin Diesel like, you slow, cuz.
Move, bitch.
At some point in the race, the hare gets so far ahead of the tortoise that he decides he's got enough time to take a nap. Before the tortoise makes it anywhere close to catching up. I read that bad.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. Anyway,
Horrible.
at some point in the race, the hare gets so far, fuck off. The hare gets so far ahead of the tortoise that he
Can you not read?
No, don't say that.
Oh, don't worry. We're going to have a reading portion soon. We're
Yeah,
going to find
that's
out.
true.
We're going to
We
find
see
out
how-
exactly who can
how your
read.
dyslexia
I had to
works.
make it dyslexic mode too. It's bold and 10 times,
Oh, that's where
10 units bigger than everything else. So we're going to find out who can read today.
Definitely won't be me.
So at some point in the race, the hare gets so far ahead of the tortoise that he decides he's got enough time to take a nap before the tortoise makes it anywhere close to catching up. So he takes a nap by a tree. During this nap, the tortoise makes it all the way to the finish line before the hare even wakes up. And by the time the hare awoke, he had already lost the race. Hence the saying, slow and steady wins the race.
the hair takes naps like I do. My naps are like 4 hours.
Yeah, the hare takes a nap and then he wakes up like fucking like
So dehydrated.
fucking sweaty and dehydrated.
The sun's going down and you're like, what the fuck?
Like suddenly you feel like a turd on an Indian street, like just like a turd in the middle of New Delhi. Like,
Realizing you really gotta wash your couch.
fucking disgusting.
The dumbest part of the story is that the hair actually did take it slow and steady. He took a nap.
That's true. He took a full on nap.
It just doesn't make sense. He did go fast, but
But
What I
go
don't like
steady.
about that story is that, well, we could just have a re-race and the hair could not sleep and also beat him. So like, what's the point?
It really it hinges more like it's not slow and steady wins the race. It's a lot more of like, if you fuck up, you even if you are better than this person and you fuck up, the person that still stays on it will win other than you. That's what it is. Because the hair is talented, and if he just kept
I feel like if it had been the hair was going so fast, he was not looking where he went and stepped into like a gopher hole and then like broke his leg, then it'd be like, okay, well then that makes sense because if you're
Private
going too
Ryan, like,
fast, you will fuck yourself
Well,
up.
that
Slow and
shit-
steady, you're more analytical of the path. You know, it makes more sense.
that shit would make the most
I mean,
hilarious visual.
it's
You
more
just
about-
see him like running, and then you just go. He's stepping in a gopher hole.
It's like fucking it's
the
like $1
turtle's
Million
slow.
Baby.
The
Oh no, there's a stool in the way.
As the rabbit is like screaming in pain, the turtle slowly walks past him. He's like,
spits
sucker.
on him. Just
No, you make it like the brutalist, and the turtle walks past. And, that's the problem with you rabbits.
dumb fucking wabbits.
Jewish hairs.
Spoilers. Whoa. Surprisingly. You didn't see the movie, but you know what happened in it. Spoilers for the brutalist.
The wabbits.
Wow.
You
Wabbit
silly
season.
rabbit.
Wabbit season. Fox season. Wabbit.
The fuck is all
Vicious
of
context.
this?
Hell yeah.
Wabbit.
This is a classy show. You're going to miss us.
God damn it.
Now, the Grimm brothers' version of this fable results as a product of laundering the story throughout the region, spreading it from mouth to ear over the course of centuries of cultural shifts and historical events. Their version of this race is between a hare and a hedgehog rather than a tortoise.
I was actually thinking about this, and I think there's more hedgehogs than turtles
In Germany?
Yeah, or in the woods in general.
Yeah,
Because
that
it doesn't make sense. That's never made sense to me. Where's the turtle from?
That is true because tortoise, I don't exactly know where they come from, but it's not everywhere in the world. For some reason in my mind, I thought they were everywhere.
There's
but
a
they're
tortoise
actually
in over the hedge.
They just love
he's
North
a
creature.
American
Do they live?
tortoises. I don't know about.
He's a turtle, yeah.
yeah, but tortoise and turtle is different. No.
Yeah, very different.
Yeah, tortoise is like the
Reptile.
huge, big
think a
ones that,
tortoise
like, when they
goes-
come, they look really funny.
I think a tortoise is seawater,
you never see.
and a turtle is freshwater. I believe. I
Could
might
be that.
wrong.
It could be that too. But they're big,
Interesting.
and then you have like the water tortoise that are huge, but like they have like their
They have fins.
Yeah. Well, no.
Flippers.
Yes.
They all-
Yeah, we'll call them flipper. That's the scientifically accurate name.
Arms
but they
with no
have that. But then we have like the turtles that we know that are
They got
they're
webbed
small
hands.
and they just do toot.
They got
I-
paws.
I saw a couple that was walking their turtle down the street. It was
What?
really cute. Yeah.
in downtown.
No, next to my place. It was
must have been
genuinely so
fucking
cute.
crackheads, bro.
No, they were really cute. I was walking and I was like,
In
what
winter?
the fuck? No. That was
Okay.
like in the summer. Not now. But that would have been funny. The turtle can't even get anywhere. He's just sliding on the snow. He's like,
that's animal
motherfucker.
cruelty.
He's like,
It
what the
snowed
fuck is
3
this
inches.
shit?
Now his feet don't touch.
He's like floating on the snow like shit.
So this is going to be the Grimm's Brothers version of the story, which is the hare and the hedgehog, or the original title, Der Hase und der Igel.
Der Hase und der Igel?
Der Hase. Der
Hase.
Hase
Is
und
Hase?
der Igel. Ja.
Der Hase.
Hase.
Und der Igel.
Ja.
Eagle is
Hedgehog.
then.
Yeah, eagle.
Ooh,
Yeah.
eagle.
Eagle. So here goes again from Margaret Hunt. I will be narrating.
I am the wife.
You are, yes, the wife. I will be
Hedgehog
this
wife.
yellow here for 2 seconds because that's
okay.
actually me, actually.
Oh, okay.
I picked that up. John will be the hedgehog, and Nick will be the hare.
The rabbit.
The
A
web.
rabbit. This story, my dear young folks, seems to be false, but it really is true. For my grandfather, from who I have it, used always?
Old English.
From whom I have it, used always when relating it.
That was
Fucking hell.
fucking asshole English.
Wait. From whom I have it, used always when relating. Oh, okay.
Like
he would always use this story to when relating it
Okay,
to.
let me redo it.
There you go.
This story, my dear young folks, seems to be false, but it really is true. For my grandfather, from whom I have it, used always when relating it to say complacently.
Bro, that is like
It is a
that
pretty
is
funny way of
a tongue twister, and like when you're listening to it for the first time, it doesn't make fucking sense. It really
If you want an
Yeah,
entire
this
book that's like this, read Moby Dick.
that
Oh.
Horrible.
It can be kind of fun. I sometimes like Old English because it makes me work double time.
Yeah, no,
Because
it
I'm
makes
like,
your tongue sore. It's like sucking Moby's dick.
all right, let him hydrate for a little
hydrate
bit.
my tongue real quick.
let's all get hydrated.
So to say complacently, it must be true, my son, or no one else could tell it to you.
What?
This was what that's what he says, but with rape allegations too. It must be false. Or no one
Must be
else.
false.
The story is as follows. I don't know why that's even there. It does not return whatsoever. One Sunday morning about harvest time, just as the buckwheat was in bloom, the sun was shining brightly in heaven, the east wind was blowing warmly over the stubble fields, the larks were singing in the air, the bees buzzing among the buckwheat, the people were all going in their Sunday clothes to church, and all creatures were happy, and the hedgehog was happy too.
Wait.
Thank God for the hedgehog.
Thank
All
God,
creatures
fucking
were
thank
happy.
God.
And
Thank God
them
the hedgehog
fucking
is fine.
hedgehogs.
Yeah,
ah.
The hedgehog, however, was standing by his door with his arms akimbo, enjoying the morning breezes. Yeah.
He had Kimbo arms, man.
And enjoying the morning breezes and slowly trilling a little song to himself.
Aww.
Give us a little song, John. You're the hedgehog. Thank you.
Yeah, like hedgehog.
You got to ad lib something here.
I had to think about that.
Which was neither better nor worse than the songs which hedgehogs are in the habit of singing on a blessed Sunday morning.
Okay,
So a very mid song.
At least
already got something against hedgehogs, I feel. Like there's a little like underline, man. And like everybody was singing normally, and then the fucking hedgehogs had like some
Yeah,
weird
usually
shit.
hedgehogs are like, I'm on the highway.
I think it's because the undisclosed
God,
detail
no.
is that this hedgehog's last name was Goldberg.
I was gonna do a joke, but
I did it for you.
Hedgehog Goldberg.
That's podcast telepathy. So, whilst he was thus singing half aloud to himself, it suddenly occurred to him that while his wife was washing and drying the children,
Wait,
he might very well take a walk into the field and see how his turnips were going on.
a lot.
This is a lot of info for nothing.
They're living full lives as
Give me
animals.
a second,
They're
John. I'm
setting up
washing
the
my
story.
children and drying.
And then
them.
he took a second though. Scratch his ass.
this is actually the only like full story with a proper setup in it.
I will say, yeah, there's a prologue.
Yeah, exactly. The turnips were in fact close beside his house, and he and his family were accustomed to eat them. Oh yeah, my bad. That was right.
Yum 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 yum.
For
I'm
which
trying to
he,
ad-lib.
for which reason, yeah, no, good.
Gobble,
Feel free to
gobble.
ad-lib.
Yum, 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 yum.
For which
Blushing,
reason
blushing.
he looked upon them as his own. No sooner said than done. Well, this might be about Palestine. All right, I'm done. That's it. That's the end of the episode. What
the
is it?
promised land.
Yo.
It's basically mine. It's beside me.
The hedgehog shut the house door behind him and took the path to the field. He had not gone very far home and was just turning round the sloe bush which stands there outside the field to go up into the turnip field, when he observed the hare who had gone out on business of the same kind, namely to visit his cabbages.
Oh.
Only cabbages?
When the hedgehog caught sight of the hare, he bade him a friendly good morning. But the hare, who was in his own way a distinguished gentleman
Damn.
and frightfully haughty, did
Bro.
not return the hedgehog's greeting,
had
but
a
said to
fucking
him,
top hat.
assuming at the same time a very contemptuous manner,
how do you happen to be running about here in a field so eagerly this morning?
I'm just walking here.
A walk? A walk? It seems to me that you might use your legs for a better purpose.
This answer made the hedgehog furiously angry, for he couldn't bear anything but an attack on his legs.
Short king.
It's a short king story. Just because they are crooked by nature. So now the hedgehog said to the hare,
It seems that you can imagine.
no, you seem to imagine.
You seem to imagine that you can do more with your legs than I with mine.
That is just what I think.
That can be put to the test. I wager that if we run a race, I will outstrip you.
Damn.
That is ridiculous. You with your short legs? But for my part, I am willing. If you have such a monstrous fancy for it, what shall we wager?
A gold louis d'or and a bottle of brandy.
These animals have alcohol. They have a liquor cabinet. Like I
massive
don't
liquor
understand
cabinet.
this.
Obsessed with the way you voice the hair. I
Done.
love it.
Shake on it, and then we may as well come off at once.
What?
Come off starts now.
Nay, there is no such great hurry. I am still fasting. I will go home first.
Intermittent fasting hedgehog.
He's got
he's Muslim.
He's got to look
Goddamn
good in his turnip
He
field.
is Muslim. It's Ramadan. God damn it.
Wait till sunset, please.
It's haram.
It's haram.
Nay, there is no such great hurry. I am still fasting. I will go home first. I will have a little breakfast. And a half an hour, I will be back again at this time.
All of the purple is your dialogue.
I know.
And I will be back at this time.
I'm
Again.
adding some sass, bro.
This place. It's at this place.
Okay, you're improvising at the same time. Okay, I
It's
get it.
reading.
That
It's
makes sense.
revolutionary.
Let me add some sass a little bit, bro.
Go-
He has brandy and a louis d'or.
That is true.
Last night, John spent curled up into a ball drunk just to prepare for this role. To be an alcoholic hedgehog.
Crooked legs.
This is where I shine.
Stumpy legs,
Don't
dwarf.
be fucking. Wait, can you do a Sonic impression? Wow.
Wow, dude.
Praise Allah.
Praise Allah, dude.
Ramadan.
Wait, everyone.
This isn't haram.
All right.
Bro, fuck it. I'm doing.
Can I have Sonic in a hijab?
Salam alaikum.
Salam alaikum. Salam alaikum, dudes.
Sonic says, Mashallah. Oh my god. Good
Sonic
shit.
says, mashallah.
All right. Amazing. Yeah. So hereupon.
Welcome to the couch.
Oh my
guess I'm
god.
here.
It rubs off, doesn't it?
It does.
Hereupon the hedgehog departed, for the hare was quite satisfied with this. On his way, the hedgehog thought to himself,
The hare relies on his long legs, and I will contrive to get the better of him. He may be a great man, but is a very silly fellow, and he shall pay for what he said.
Praise Allah.
what he has said.
Praise Allah.
Praise Allah.
So when the hedgehog reached home, he said to his wife,
What the fuck? Wife, dress thyself quickly. Thou must go out to the fields with me.
What is going on then?
said his wife.
He just comes home, wife, get your ass over here.
This is the definition of like this guy got in an altercation on the street. He's like, "Bang, get your fucking shoes on. We're going to fight the fucking guy right now.
He has a wife that you have to fight first.
Get my fucking Pampers ready.
Watch me be a man.
You know I shit myself when I get punched."
Where were you?
Oh my god. So can you just do yours line again?
What?
What is going on then?
I have made a wager with a hare for a gold louis d'or and a bottle of brandy. I am to run a race with him, and thou must be present.
Why is it a pop punk? Why is it like Green Day?
every time
Do you have the time?
It changes every time. Tell me why.
He's still working on the voice.
I'm still working on the voice.
It's developing as we go. It's
It's
fine.
developing as we go. It depends on whether he's angry or not. He just changes accents.
Good heavens, husband, art thou not right in thy mind? Hast thou completely lost thy wits? What can make thee want to run a race with the hare?
Hold thy tongue, woman.
Whoa! Check yourself.
Classic language.
That is my affair. Don't begin to discuss things which are better for men.
Matters of men.
which are
Matters
matters
for
of
men.
men.
Are you having an affair with the man?
Yeah,
Just say that. Just say that line again. Don't be.
I'll just say the whole thing. I'll just say the whole thing. Hold thy tongue, woman. That is my affair. Don't begin to discuss things which are matters of men. Be off, dress thyself, and come with me.
Let me put on my hijab.
What? Man.
Damn.
What could the
have it on.
hedgehog's wife do? She was forced to obey him.
Wow,
Whether she
okay,
liked it or not.
I
Whether
didn't say
she liked
anything
it or
about the
not.
hijab. Let that go.
You just say, what did John's wife do? You said, what did John's wife do?
So when they had, I didn't write this. This is translation.
What could the hedgehog's wife
What could
do?
the hedgehog's wife do? She was forced to obey him whether she liked it or not.
They really had to add in whether she liked it or not. Not even just as she's like,
Well,
I
does
guess
she
a
wanna
bit more
get beat?
submissive.
Does she want to get beat?
She's like, oh, he's being silly again. Okay.
So when they had set out on their way together, the hedgehog said to his wife,
Now pay attention to what I am going to say. Look, you, I will make a long field our race course. That is so hard to say. Long field our race course. The hare shall run in one furrow, and in another,
and I in another.
and I in another. This old English ain't for me, brother.
I can't blame you. It is pretty heavy.
and we will begin the run from the top. The run from the top. Now all thy haste.
No, what was
No, I can't say this
now
shit.
all that thou hast to do.
Oh my god, I can't do the old English. now that thou
No, now it's because you don't like you're skipping words.
now
that
all
thou
that
hast.
thou has to do is to place thyself here below in the furrow.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Yes, just go word by word.
And when the hare arrives at the end of the furrow, on the other side of thee, thou must cry out of him. Yo, I can't read this. Shit. Yo, John, take over the script. This
Okay.
is too
Wait,
much
can I
alien.
do this?
I will do it in
No, I want to do the hedgehog. I don't have enough script.
Okay,
bro.
fine.
I want to do. Well,
Okay, I
she
will
has
be.
no other
we're-
things after this.
Fine.
I didn't read Moby Dick.
Do
Okay.
it the same way. Okay. Yeah, we're switching.
And when the hare arrives at the end of the furrow, on the other side of thee, thou must cry out to him, I am here already.
So then they reached the
Yes,
field,
Ollie.
and the hedgehog showed his wife her place, and then walked up the field.
Sorry. Wow. And then the hedgehog backhanded his way and continued.
Get back to work,
He
woman.
backhanded the wife. Yes. When he reached the top, the hare was already there.
Shall we start?
Certainly, dude.
Then both at once.
So saying, each placed himself in his own furrow. The hare counted.
Once, twice, thrice, and away.
And went off like a whirlwind down the field.
Whirlwind. But here in the, you can hear the little of his stubby lips.
Yeah, I'm just like, boing.
John, you'll be the yellow.
I'll be the yellow.
The hedgehog, however, only ran about 3 paces, and then he stooped down in the furrow and stayed quietly where he was. When the hare therefore arrived in full career at the lower end of the field, the hedgehog's wife met him with the cry.
I'm here already.
It's a little more mocking. but it's okay.
I'm here already.
Good.
Yeah.
He's much better at playing women. The hare was shocked and wondered not a little. He thought no other than that it was the hedgehog himself who was calling to him, for the hedgehog's wife looked just like her husband. The hare, however, thought to himself,
That has not been done fairly. It must be run again. Let us have it again.
Oh, I think I have heard of this version actually.
and once more he went off like a wind in a storm, so that he seemed to fly, but the hedgehog's wife stayed quietly in her place. So when the hare reached the top of the field, the hedgehog himself cried out to him,
I'm here already.
"Gotcha, bro." The hare, however, quite beside himself with anger, cried,
It must be run again. We must have it again.
All right. For my part, we'll run as often as you choose.
So the hare ran 73 times more,
Damn.
and the hedgehog always held out against him. And every time the hare reached either the top or the bottom, either the hedgehog or his wife said,
I'm here already.
"Yeah." At the 74th time, however, the hare could no longer reach the end. In the middle of the field, he fell to the ground, blood streamed out of his mouth, and he lay dead on the spot.
Whoa!
But the hedgehog took the louis d'or,
Holy
which he
shit.
had won, and the bottle of brandy, called his wife out of the furrow,
Hey, wife, come here.
and both went home together in great delight. And if they are not dead, they are living there still.
Come here, Amy.
This is how it happened that the hedgehog made the hare run races with him on the Buxtehude Heath till he died. And since that time, no hare has ever had any fancy for running races with a Buxtehude hedgehog. Buxtehude. You know that there was an extended German name for this, which is like the hare,
Buxtehude.
the hedgehog, and the Buxtehude race or whatever.
Buxtehude?
Buxtehude.
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 Buxtehude. Do you pronounce the X in German?
It might be like a bush.
Buxtehude?
It might be a bush.
Bush?
It might be the
Buxtehude?
Buxtehude.
Buxtehude.
The moral
Yeah, Sonic's learning German.
Sig Heil, fellas. Sonic says,
Then you got Elon Musk.
Sonic says Elon Musk does not do that.
these do not reflect our views.
They totally do. Disclaimer. Disclaimer.
No.
Disclaimer, they actually do.
No, they do not. The moral of this story, however, is firstly that no one, however great he
We
may
got a
be,
podcast manifesto.
What is this?
Sorry, it's what's funny is the absurdity of Sonic being anti-Semitic. Let me explain the joke for 2 seconds.
If we can explain.
And
But
Sonic
don't forget
beating
that
his
he's
wife.
being anti-Semitic and he has a hijab on.
Not only that, but Sonic also beats his wife.
He beats Amy.
Wow. Every time. It was
sorry.
the worst episode.
Sorry.
The moral of this story, however, is firstly that no one, however great he may be, should permit himself to jest at anyone beneath him, even if he be only a hedgehog. And secondly, it teaches that when a man marries, he should take a wife in his own position, who looks just as he himself looks.
What?
So whosoever is a hedgehog, let him see to it that his wife is a hedgehog also, and so forth. I feel like that's kind of Aryan.
I feel like this is a very race
Yeah,
related.
now
Some
it got
race-related
really.
shit.
Now it got back to the Aryan race.
That's pretty wild.
Put this all on the Jews, but it was the Nazis all along.
Wow, man.
That's crazy. But yeah, no, you're right. At the end, that's all I could glean from that.
it really
That
is.
is really like stay within your own race.
That's crazy.
That's legit.
It's not even like we're not thinking this. It's literally their message.
It's their message. So what? What was the hare's thing again? Why did he get mad at the hare? The hare was gonna take one
The
of his
hare was
cabbages.
the hare was actually just like pulled up to him and he was like, "What are you doing out here so early? I gotta see your shitty little legs."
And the hedgehog is like, "Yo, you better be ready to die on this race, man.
I'm going to kill that motherfucker.
He was like,
Fucking
"Listen, wife,
kill him."
I don't care. I don't care what you're doing right now. I got help me kill this fucking rabbit.
That guy called me little. I'm going to
Look,
kill him.
wife.
He said I had small calves. Now I'm killing him.
He said I don't go to the gym enough, but I run so fast, wife. Come on, help me.
Next one we're going to talk about is Rapunzel.
Hell yeah.
And now, as with most of these stories, the Grimms are not the originators of the tale, and the Germans aren't either. Rapunzel falls under the category of the Maiden in the Tower tales. One of the oldest versions of this tale can actually be found in an 11th century Persian poem titled Shahnameh. Shahnameh.
Shut up.
Where a Persian warrior named Zal encounters a king who he ends up being infatuated by. While he's praising the king's beauty, Zal's companions basically tell him if you think he's hot, you should see his daughter Rudaba.
What?
Nice. So the prince was like, yo, I'd fuck this king.
Wait, I modified that a bit, but he is kind of like, man, the king is so like
hot as
glamorous and like his gold, he's just so cool. He's like glazy, like on the king, and then his guy's like, well, yeah, I mean, if you're into that sort of thing, his daughter's kind of hot too.
It's like, bro, you're kind of being homo right now.
Yeah. If you want to go back to the heterosexual side, his girl is there. His child is there.
Zal eventually travels to the kingdom again and asks to meet Rudaba, and she is indeed hotter than her father.
Oh shit, that's nice. Even better.
She also has really long, luscious hair. And the story goes elsewhere from there. Rudaba does end up being Zal's wife, but this is just like a collection of. It's kind of like Knights of the Round Table style stuff.
Yeah, so
you know,
he
where
keeps
it's like,
getting
he just
a
goes
bit-
on to like do other shit, but this is just a
part of
portion of
his-
the story. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, a little like Don Quixote. A little.
A little bit, yeah.
You'll know the individual stories, but it's part of a larger. Got it. Cool.
Yeah.
That's
The next iteration we're going into is Percinet.
Is that French?
Yes.
I know this one.
Percinet. Who's the author?
Yeah.
By Charlotte de la Force.
What?
Charlotte de la Force.
John hates the French so much he's gonna pretend like he doesn't speak French that well.
Yeah.
That's the best one.
Charlotte de la France.
to your Anglos, it's Percinet. Sounds like an old person soda.
Percinet.
Sounds like soda for old people. Percinet is the story of a couple who had just gotten pregnant, and the wife craved some parsley to a point where she became ill without it. But unfortunately, only the fairy next door. By the way, just worth noting that there's an Italian version of the story too. It doesn't make it in there, but Rapunzel's name is just the Italian word for oregano.
Basil. Oh, damn! I was close. I said basil.
Yeah, like.
I would have
Okay,
loved
my
it if
bad.
it was pesto.
But unfortunately, only the fairy next door had any because she had imported it from India. That legit? Is that legit? Sorry, this story was researched by Mary, by the way. So this is why. So like, shout out again, research assistant Mary. But she's the one giving me this, so I'm going in blind, like for Percinet.
Okay.
I did the Grimm's one. She did the
that's
De
cool
La
though.
Force
They
one.
went to Constantinople. they found the road to spice.
But unfortunately, only the fairy next door had any because she had imported it from India. The husband reluctantly tried to climb the fairy's wall, but kept failing. He's kind of fat.
Climb the fairy's walls.
No, not that.
Whoa.
Until one day, he noticed that the fairy had left her gate open.
Nice.
So he snuck. This is kind of a porno. This is kind of a porno intro.
This is
Definitely a
getting
porno.
kind of
What
porno.
if, what if he gets stuck in the door and is like, help, step fairy?
What if she translated it? She actually just translated like a porno book.
Honestly, could be. There was a lot of boredom books.
Mary,
at the
where did you
time.
find
And
this
now I
story?
get stuck in the window.
So he snuck in and took some parsley and brought it back to his wife.
Nice.
She made a salad with it, but kept raving it even more. So she sent her husband back to the fairy's garden.
To toss the salad.
Yeah.
That was good.
Classy show.
She had those spices from India, and she's like, "I'm gonna make a salad. I'm just gonna make a nice
I
salad."
didn't even know parsley was from India.
That's true.
I don't know. You can make a parsley salad.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
also
It tastes like
parsley.
ass.
Yeah, literally. That's what I was like. A fucking
Hence
salad.
tossing the salad. Anyway, move on. This time, however, the fairy was waiting for him.
Oh shit.
When she caught him,
with her walls.
he tried to explain the situation and she offered him a deal.
Nice. There we go.
As much parsley as his wife could want in exchange for their baby.
Okay, so I was right. I was fucking
In
right.
exchange for that baby, great.
So
Nice baby.
she wants to have his baby?
The man, no. The man was so terrified of losing his wife that he immediately accepted.
Losing his wife? She was gonna divorce him if she didn't have enough parsley?
I don't know. Fast forward a few months, the wife is so basically, yeah, she's sick, and that's why. And in the German one, it's a different reason.
That's fair.
She needs
Fast
a
forward a
partner.
few months, the wife is healthy and gives birth to a beautiful baby girl. As promised, the fairy takes her and names her Personette for little parsley.
Nice. Clever.
Fucking clever.
Blesses the daughter.
Clever girl.
The fairy blesses the daughter with infinite beauty and raises her as her own until Personette turns 12. She goes through puberty, and the fairy decides to keep her in a tall tower with no doors and only one window.
She's like, that's when her sexual awakenings are gonna come up. We better
Yeah.
lock that shit up.
Here's a mountain of parsley. Never come out.
Never come on. Satisfy yourself with this. I know your dad did. Here you go.
Every day when the fairy was away, little Parsley would spend her days quite happily reading, painting, playing music, basically anything that a perfectly raised young girl would appreciate.
The Adventures of Little Parsley.
Needless to say, her meals were of the most refined palate, and her window gave her a view of both the beach and the ocean, but also of the wide and vast forest she grew up in. This is a weird region to be in.
Yeah, a nice
Really
a
odd
prison
mix.
with a view.
Yeah.
It's pretty.
When the fairy would come back, she'd call out to Little P to let down her hair so
P.
she could
Pushing
climb
P.
through the window.
Lil P, let
Push
that
your
hide,
P.
let that hair down.
So she'd call out to Little P to let her hair down so she could climb through the window. One day, a prince was hunting near the tower when he heard Personette singing. He approached the tower, saw her beauty, and ran around the tower 20 times trying to find a way in. The simp boy...
Damn.
The
That
prince...
was direct translation.
Yeah, this was direct. This is Mary's right. The prince tried climbing the tower but failed continuously.
Loser.
Again, there's a lot of men who cannot climb things.
Can't climb shit. Can't climb the walls. Can't do that.
Climb a woman's
Personette,
walls either.
seeing all this, fell in love with his beauty before remembering the stories the fairy had told her about how a single look from one could kill her. I guess the fairy was scaring Personette into thinking that a look from a man could kill her. The prince left and waited in the forest until the fairy god, which got back. A little while later, when the fairy left, he imitated her voice, and without thinking, Little P let down her hair. When he got up, Simp Boy, the prince,
So
hurried
happy
to kiss.
about that one. Go for it.
The prince hurried to kiss her knees and begged her to marry him. Oh,
What the
this is
Okay,
this
that
is
is-
a good. This is
that is
now I
actually
get now I
pretty
get the
good.
same
Okay,
thing.
now-
Okay,
yeah,
good.
yeah, now I
Mary's
do.
on the ball. Mary's on.
Not the-
Good call. Kissing the knees.
You
is
were
a,
right,
This
I'm
is a whole
sorry.
different fetish.
Oh, yeah.
You're right.
Oh,
But she must have been a whore because she wasn't hiding those ankles. You know?
What the? What the fuck?
So, oh no! Wait, we got the context all wrong here because he got up, he got there, and as soon as he was up there, he hurried to kiss her knees and begged her to marry him.
Yeah.
She screamed and trembled at the sight of him. After a few compliments, he accepted.
Yeah, it's because like he kissed at the knees and then went up. That's why she trembled at excitement.
Went up and like sniffed her feet and fucking bunched them up. And,
Then he got
one or
to,
two, the 1-2 comma. He's fucking moving on like that.
I said went up the knee, and John said the toes.
I gotta believe
He said, "Let's go."
it is in the culture.
It's a.
he tried to get to the
I'm
panties,
what
and
the
all of a sudden you
culture
hear ting, ting. He tried to get to the panties, and all of a sudden you hear ting ting. Nice chastity belt.
So they get married.
Yes.
They marry each other here in while she's still in the tower. After the wedding and a few of their meetings as husband and wife, she started getting fat. When the fairy found out, she grew so angry it made Personette confess the whole story. The fairy was so furious, she cut off all her hair and took her to a desert where she had created a paradise with infinite food, water, and shelter. After a few months, that's where she gave birth to twins, a baby boy and a baby girl.
Oh, she just did the thing that they used to do like in villages when like a girl got pregnant. They're like, we'll send you away to a convent and you'll come back fine.
You'll be fine.
That's what she did. But
Yeah.
she was already prison. Who was going to shame her for being pregnant?
The witch was just the German mother.
Or she was Indian husband.
Wow. Yeah. Wow. That's a good callback. That's a good callback. I understand that. That was a demonic possession. Look that up. That was a good episode. Back at the tower, the fairy was getting ready for when the prince would come back. And as he did, she let down the hair. And when he found out that Personette was gone forever, he threw himself out of the tower, not dying, but blinding himself on a bush of thorns.
Damn.
What, he landed eyes first?
He landed with his eyes open.
Yes.
He was like, oh my God, he's bushes. Oh my God, he's bushes. I can't close my eyes.
He always looks into the bushes he dives into.
That's true. That's good. That's good. That's why he dove for her knees first.
He spent years wandering in the forest, crying out to his lover. One day, he heard the voice of his beloved from afar. So he took a moment near a tree where kids were playing, but little did he know they were his kids.
I thought it was going to say he took a moment near a tree, jerked off, and then he saw kids. He was like, oh, shit.
Oh my God, no. No, within 20 feet of a playground. Shit.
It's like, oh, fuck.
No, got caught.
Or he just kidnapped them. Those are my kids now.
Those are mine. Also, how did he know? Isn't he blind?
So these kids.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know. I
little
really
did he
do
know.
not know. Yeah.
He knew very little.
He just sensed it and he just
Them
decided
having
their mind.
somehow recognized their father, alerted their mother, and ran to him. They just saw one man and they're like, that must be our dad. He's the only guy.
Because they
here.
all live for milk.
They probably got like a physical description, and there's not that many people back then.
Yeah, like they once saw a tree with a fucking cock-shaped branch, and I was like, "That's our father."
That's dad. But also, wait. Okay, wait.
It's because all the dads left for the milk, and then he came back covered in milk. You know? And they're
His
like,
own milk,
Dad,
yeah.
oh my God.
So he was
I don't know what the fuck that is.
for years.
Yeah, that was
For
wild.
years, he's like just roaming around the forest, blind, yelling incoherently. I'm assuming. And did he just suddenly was like, "Yo, man, I need to hunt. I need to start hunting, or if I'm gonna stay here yelling, I gotta hunt." Like, what happened to
By the way,
him?
with
Like,
no
how did he
vision.
survive all
This
this?
is a fairy tale.
Yeah,
This one, remember at the beginning of this story, they did not say this was a true story.
This
That
like
is
This is
true.
a blind Robin Hood.
He survived by just eating berries in the forest.
Oh,
He was
and they
eating
weren't
berries.
poisonous?
No,
Oh shit!
No.
Well, good for him. That's
he
a
just-
good balanced diet that will definitely keep you
no,
alive.
it was just they weren't poisonous to the point of killing him, but they were poisonous to the point of him shitting himself violently.
That's how the kids.
He took a moment to shit violently by a tree, and then the kids saw him and like, "Oh my God, he shits violently just like my mother."
Were you guys forced to read the book Hatchet in English class?
Yeah,
It's exactly that.
This is Hatchet.
Read the Hatchet.
Gary Paulson, Canadian
Amazing.
staple.
No, I never read that.
That is a Canadian
It's a lot
cult.
of eating berries and shitting growing up.
Yeah. Thinking about his parents' divorce too and shit. yeah, it's a great book. Love it. It's fun.
I think I heard of it, but I never read it.
Every Canadian has read Hatchet sometime.
I've never read, and I read everything the teachers would give me because I like the books.
But pull up the cover on.
I'll probably
No,
read
Gary
Gary
it.
Paul-
Paulson, Hatchet.
Hatchet.
Anyway, yeah, so they were so happy to be back together. That person had started crying, and her tears went into his eyes, and it cured his blindness. I don't know physically. I think maybe it was
I
while they
know.
were fucking.
Maybe. Like in
But then,
the
but then
Brutalist.
she was on top.
Wow. Wow, you brought it back there.
Like,
Priscilla, this is
on top,
fucking
crying.
go to free speech jail.
Honestly, this would be like a beautiful like scene, just like crying. Maybe it rolls down her
Crying into
tits,
your eyes.
and then like he
Oh
goes in.
man,
Wouldn't
yeah,
that be
she's
beautiful?
like on top of him or something.
Yeah.
They're like banging, and she's like crying because she's so happy to see him. And
Yeah,
then
but her face is directly above her face, and it's just dripping directly
No,
into.
I like the idea that it's dripping on her,
But it
on her
doesn't work
body.
that way.
But like he would like get,
maybe he's like
put
motorboating
his-
her. Maybe he's like fucking. He's got his
not
face buried in her
motorboating 'cause it's not
titties. He's got her face buried in her titties.
It's
like,
not as beautiful. Like maybe he's kissing kissing, and then like his eyes.
Maybe he's just blinking his eye on one of her nipples, and the tear rolls in there, and that's how he catches
It's
it.
just like super sweaty sex, and that's just falling.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe it's sweat based too.
Which one is sweat?
This is a classy
mixing
show.
Is it just any type of liquid she has? So like maybe he went down on her and she
Oh man.
Squirting.
Squirted in his eye. Oh my god, I cure my blindness.
Okay, because I was gonna say something worse.
Were you? Continue.
I was gonna say it was discharge. But she's magical.
Yeah, but that rarely happens during sex.
No,
She's like over fart and they just cured his blindness.
He gets pink eye.
He gets pink eye, but it's like, wow, I can see now.
so if this was Ben Shapiro, he would not have had his blindness cured.
No, that's true.
No.
He'd be blind forever. He'd be blind forever.
Yeah, we're not gonna keep going with that one.
Wild twist and
I
turn.
think we'll stop.
We're gonna
it.
leave Ben Shapiro
I
right here.
swear I wanted to do like a nice like nude artistic moment in my head. I swear to God.
Okay. Side note on this. One thing I was thinking while I was researching all this.
Yeah.
Robert Eggers would be a fantastic director for all of this.
For Rapunzel?
For all of
them?
these.
The Jews and the Brambles?
Maybe not the Jew and the Brambles.
I don't think you can ever do that one again. I think that stays in the books that you keep.
But like true to the source material.
Oh, you know what I would
Grimm's
love?
fairy tales from Robert Eggers.
For the hedgehog and the hare, whoever did Watership Down. should
have
do
an
that.
animated portion.
Have an
Or a
animated
stop motion
violent one.
portion.
Yeah,
like
definitely.
fucking Fantastic Mr. Fox and just the fucking
Yeah, that.
stop motion real fur rabbit just dies of a seizure. Yeah.
Blood coming out. But I could see him do Rapunzel. I'm surprised he hasn't done it yet.
Right?
I could see him
It's
do Sleeping
rights.
Beauty. Sleeping Beauty's real story.
I think they need the fucking rights to it. That's probably expensive.
No, it's not. It's public domain.
Public
Really?
domain.
Yeah, that's why
it's
they
sold.
that's why they have random ass Hansel and Gretel movies every random Hansel and Gretel vampire hunters.
Oh, right.
You know what I mean?
They do.
Shit like that exists. So when the fairy found out about this, she cursed them, turning their food to stone, water to crystal, birds to dragons, etc. This is some fucking next level hating.
Yeah, but birds to dragons, that's kind of sick.
Yeah.
Like, what if there's a lot of like pigeons in your area?
What about the Jew and the Brambles story? He's just like, oh god, that's my favorite bird is turning into a dragon. Oh no. In their final moment, the family embraced, admitting their love for each other. The fairy was so moved that she lifted their curse, bringing them back to the prince's palace in a gold chariot where they were welcomed back with open arms.
Wait, what?
And they lived happily ever after.
Wait, I'm confused.
This is the biggest gaslight of all time.
Entirely. This is like that Onion article where they said like ice soldiers moved by by immigrants like holding each other for dear life while they're pulling them away. Like that's you see like that's how that felt where she's like, oh, I really tortured them, but like as they're dying and they can't do anything else. You know what? They're
fuck it,
beautiful.
they can leave.
Yeah, they can live. Like, what the fuck is wrong with her?
Alrighty. So now we're gonna go to the Grimm's version of Rapunzel. So the Grimm's version of Rapunzel sees a couple who has finally been able to conceive a child after much trial and error.
No, that's realistic.
During her pregnancy, the wife gets a craving for rampion, which is a type of flower also known to the Germans as Rapunzel. Right outside their back window was a beautiful garden that was surrounded by high walls. This garden had the aforementioned rampion, but there was a catch. This garden belonged to an evil enchantress and not a fairy.
A gypsy.
Yeah, a gypsy.
Yeah, actually, just
Just a gypsy woman.
You know what? You wouldn't be wrong. Nonetheless, at this point in the culture, it was seen as a dangerous thing to deny a pregnant woman's cravings, and not getting the rampion for his wife could have meant dire consequences for the pregnancy.
I second that. That's
So the husband went out to collect the rampion from the enchantress's garden. In the twilight of the evening, he clambered down over the wall into the garden of the enchantress, hastily clutched a handful of rampion, and took it to his wife. She had once made herself a salad of it and
parsley?
ate it with much relish.
what the fuck?
No, like she
Relishing.
enjoyed the fucking salad.
With
She
relish.
relished the salad.
relish, ranch, and some dressing.
I was like, one of them likes parsley, the other one likes relish. Like,
She's just pregnant and German.
Oh my god,
All
that
they
must be
have is
extra weird.
sauerkraut and schnitzel. They don't have a lot of dishes.
That's true.
Fucking pretzels and bratwurst. That's about all I can name. It's
They're
literally
like the English of the Europe.
yeah.
Beer and sausage.
Okay. They're the English of the Europe.
Yes, because they're not European anymore.
Quote that. Quote that.
I didn't say it well, but it was
Priscilla,
supposed to be a dig on the
leaving it
English.
in.
It was supposed to be a dig.
So, if he was to have any rest, her husband must once more descend into the garden. In the gloom of the evening, therefore, he let himself down again. But when he had clambered down the wall, he was terribly afraid, for he saw the enchantress standing before him.
How canst thou dare, she said with an angry look, to descend into my garden and steal my rampion like a thief? Thou shalt suffer for it.
Nice.
That's you.
Oh, sorry.
He's reading it all.
Let mercy take the place of justice. I only made up my mind to do it out of necessity. My wife saw your rampion from the window and felt such a longing for it that she would have died if she had not had to eat.
Beautiful vocals.
Then the enchantress allowed her anger to be softened and said to him,
If the case be as thou sayest, I will allow thee much rampion as thou wilt. Only I will make one condition. Thou must give me the child which thy wife will bring into the world. It shall be well treated, and I will care for it like a mother.
Like a mother.
I will care for it like a mother. I will. Like a good mother. Wait. I'll care for it like a mother, okay? I'll watch it get over like that, okay? Doll face.
She ashes her cigarette on the kid.
Yeah, exactly. It's a little I watch out for him, don't worry. Hey, you little bastard. I'm gonna watch out after you, kid, all right?
The man in his terror consented to everything. And when the woman was brought to bed, the enchantress appeared at once, gave the child the name of Rapunzel, and took it away with her. Rapunzel grew into the most beautiful child beneath the sun.
Wow.
When she was 12 years old, the enchantress shut her into a tower, which lay in a forest, and had neither stairs nor door, but quite at the top was a little window.
No.
When the enchantress wanted to go in, she placed herself beneath it and cried.
Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down thy hair to me.
Rapunzel had magnificent long hair, fine as
12-inch.
spun gold. And when she heard the voice of yeah, exactly, she's got And when she heard
45-inch long hair.
and when she heard the
L'Oreal Palace.
and when she heard the voice of the enchantress, she unfastened her braided tresses, wound them round one of the hooks of the window above, and then the hair fell 20 L's down. What is an L?
20.
I'm doing
20
I'm
L's.
doing du bruitage,
She's
tabarnak.
literally doing folly right now. And the enchantress climbed up by it. After a year or two, it came to pass that the king's son rode through the forest and went by the tower. So Rapunzel's like 14,
Damn, I
canonically. Then he heard a song which was so charming that he stood still and listened. What the fuck is that?
You
This
said
is
to
the
make
best role for
ad-libs.
her.
That's
is
doing
great.
ad-libs,
I know,
baby.
she's killing it. She's killing it. This was Rapunzel, who in her soul, in her solitude, passed her time in letting her sweet voice resound. The king's son. The birds were like,
He's just walking by. He's like, "Bomba clack."
the king's son wanted to climb up to her. I was gonna say climb on top of her.
Yeah,
Yes,
dude,
Dude, imagine
that's
like
it.
the whole time she was singing, it was just drill music.
So he wanted to climb up to her and looked for the door of the tower, but none was to be found.
These are bloody
Man,
shoes.
this would be such a great porn plot.
Honestly,
I'm
yeah.
pretty sure they've done it.
They've done that. I think all of them.
I will admit, I have seen some porns that are like literally long hair based. It's fucking crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
What do? Do they choke her with it?
The dude bangs the hair. He ties it around and he bangs it.
Oh
It's pretty fucking funny.
Stay out of his search
And
history.
she literally like uses the hair and just like like it's a brush.
John is the very definition of Rule 34.
Honestly, for research purposes, this is pretty funny.
Research purposes. For research purposes.
Like jerk off material.
Yeah, you're trying to see how long has the Grimm's stories and tales extended into our psyches and like in different types of media.
That's true.
That's right.
It
is.
It's research. Research.
Porn got really
Culture.
deep right there.
Culture.
He rode home, but the singing had so deeply touched his heart that every day he went out into the forest and listened to it. Once, when he was thus standing behind the tree, he saw that an enchantress came there, and he heard how she cried, "Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down thy hair." Then Rapunzel let down the braids of her hair, and the enchantress climbed up to her.
If that is the ladder by which one mounts, I will for once try my fortune.
And the next day, when it began to grow dark, he went to the tower and cried,
Let down thy hair.
"Will you fucking skip the Rapunzel, Rapunzel?"
Oh, I didn't think it would.
That's like not saying Beetlejuice.
Rapunzel, let thy hair down.
Oh my god. We reduced it to fucking 6 lines. 6 words. 6 fucking words.
Rapunzel, let down thy hair.
Jesus.
Like, I can't have
Christ.
fun with it.
This is Arnold Schwarzenegger levels of like
Let down thy hair.
yeah.
Let down thy hair.
I am tired of the same old people and the same old things. It was a deep cut. We'll talk about it later. Immediately, the hair fell down and the king's son climbed up. At first, Rapunzel was terribly frightened when a man such as her eyes had never yet beheld came to her.
Oh my god.
Just but the king's son began to talk to her quite like a friend and told her that his heart had been so stirred that it had let him have no rest. And he had been
Fucking Muppet.
It's like, just said cuck.
and he had been forced to see her. Then Rapunzel lost her fear, and when he asked her that if she would take him for her husband, and she saw that he was young and handsome, she thought,
He will love me more than the old Dame Gothel does.
"Why are you pretending to be a girl when
You're
you are a
man.
girl?
It's good this way.
You
Keep
sound
going.
like Nick."
Keep going.
I will willingly go away with thee, but I do not know how to get down. Bring with thee a skein of silk every time that thou comest, and I will weave a ladder with it. And when that is ready, I will descend, and thou wilt take me on thy horse.
This Rapunzel has a
You
weave.
just sound like Jennifer Lopez. You should just add a Spanish accent for fun.
I'm trying so hard to do Miss Piggy, but it's hard.
Put down that hair, Rapunzel. Give it to me.
Give it to me
Shorty,
now.
give me that pussy.
Yes, Kirby. Give me that pussy, huh?
Kirby.
Kirby. Rapunzel, Rapunzel, look down thy hair.
Got the whole Mickey Mouse crew.
They agreed that that until the time he could come to her every. Oh, sorry, I'm so sorry. This English is shit.
I know I don't like it either.
They agreed that until that time he should come to her every evening, for the old woman came by day.
Oh, okay.
And I need to add here that while the Grimm Bros choose not to mention it, they are fucking. Just like nonstop
Oh, hell
fucking
yeah.
all positions.
Give it to me.
From Crystal to yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. Oh, Kirby.
I'm about to.
Oh, Kirby, yes. Kirby.
We broke the mattress 3 times. We broke the mattress 3 times.
Oh, hell yes, Kirby.
All right, the enchantress remarked nothing of this until once Rapunzel said to her,
Tell me, Dame Gothel, how it happens that you are so much heavier for me to draw up than the young king's son he is with me in a moment.
"Oh, okay, I get it. Yeah, I got it. Yeah. Okay, also very fun. Is Rapunzel fucking retarded? Like,
No, but Rapunzel is also super sheltered, so she has no fucking clue.
it's like, wait, I wasn't allowed to have dudes up here? Just like said, like, yo, how come you're so much fatter than the fucking guys I have in here? I'm fucking tired. Gets Piper parried by dudes left and right and just fucking.
I live 2 at a time sometimes.
Yeah, literally. They swing on my hair. She turns her hair into a sex swing.
Let's go.
Man, dude, if we get a budget, man, we can make a really sick porn.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Rapunzel.
Rapunzel.
Rapunzel. By Deadtime Media.
Don't. Okay, whatever.
Let down that
So
bush.
yeah, she clearly just drops to the enchantress that she's bringing the dude up. So the witch exclaims,
Ah, thou wicked child. What do I hear thee say? I thought I had separated thee from all the world, and yet thou hast deceived me.
Why is he Jewish again?
I'm not allowed to have cock. I cannot have cock here.
"No."
I deserve my
No, that is exactly what you're not supposed to have. There's no cock. That is a part of the rules. I put it on the mast.
Oh, that sucks. Can I have pussy then?
No.
Then all you hear from the closet.
I'm jerking off to this too.
No, it's just.
That was visual, man. If you're on the YouTube, you got it. In her anger, she clutched Rapunzel's beautiful tresses, wrapped them twice around her left hand, and fucking knocked her the fuck out. Imagine using her own hair as a fucking. That's crazy. Nah. But she seized a pair of scissors with the right, and snip, snap, they were cut off.
No.
And the lovely braids were on the ground.
My 45 inches.
And she was so pitiless that she took poor Rapunzel into a desert where she had to live in great grief and misery.
Yay,
So the
Ibiza.
desert comes back.
The desert comes back, but she does not get a paradise of food and other
Yeah.
shit. This is just you just stuck in the fucking desert.
Typical
Oh,
German.
I'm not going to Ibiza.
Ibiza?
I'm not going to Ibiza.
On the same day, however, that she cast out Rapunzel,
Rapunzel.
Rapunzel.
I sent you my dick, now Rapunzel, please. The enchantress in the evening fastened the braids of hair which she had cut off to the hook of the window. And when the king's son came and cried,
Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let thy hair down. let down thy hair.
she let the hair down. The king's son ascended, but he did not find his dearest Rapunzel above, but the enchantress, who glazed at him with wicked and venomous
Glazed
like,
at him?
Yeah, I can glaze you if you want, buddy. Hey there, pretty boy.
I'll fuck anything that moves.
Come here and stroke my big ass clitoris.
Shit, this is getting darker.
He ran to kiss the knees and just fucking.
Aha, she cried mockingly.
fuck.
Thou wouldst fetch thy dearest, but the beautiful bird sits no longer singing in the nest. The pussy has got it. And I will scratch thy eyes out as well. Rapunzel is lost to thee. Thou wilt never see her more.
Oh, shit.
The king's son was beside himself with pain, and in his despair he leaped down from the tower. He escaped with his life, but the thorns into which he fell pierced his eyes. Amazing. Thank you. Then he wandered quite blind about the forest, ate nothing but roots and berries, and did nothing but lament and weep over the loss of his dearest wife. Thus he roamed about in misery for some years, and at length came to the desert where Rapunzel, with the twins to which he had given birth, due to all the fucking,
Yeah.
a boy and a girl lived in wretchedness. He heard a voice, and it seemed so familiar to him that he went towards it. And when he approached, Rapunzel knew him and fell on his neck and wept. She's fucking peeking now.
I'm sorry.
Two of her tears wetted his eyes, and they grew clear again.
Motorboat me.
Motorboat me, Kirby. Kirby, miss your face. This is the worst.
that giant clitoris.
Tune in next week when we do the Bible.
Honestly, I would kill for that.
If there is one Jew mentioned in this Bible,
I would kill for that.
people go.
Let my people go.
my people go.
The whole Bible with Kermit.
Oh yeah.
I'm doing Miss Piggy again.
So two of her tears wetted his eyes, and they grew clear again, and he could see with them as before. He led her to his kingdom, where he was joyfully received, and they lived for a long time afterwards, happy and contented. And that is the German Rapunzel, which I am surprised that he did not like lead a cavalry of people to kill that enchantress.
Yeah, right? Like, I'm okay.
It's not like Aschenputtel, who like literally after winning everything is just like, oh, by the way, birds, go kill my stepsisters, pluck their eyes out.
Again, they
Rides
have,
off on a camel.
they do not know how to end this in any way that.
But I wonder if the translation is worse than the German version.
Honestly, I'm hoping that's what it is, because wow, they can't end for shit.
It sucks.
No, you can make good children's story. This is really lazy. This is like, we want to instill you a moral, but then we realize that we really fucked this main character's life, so we have to kind of retcon it. So we're like, yeah, and they live happily ever after because they learned their moral. Don't worry about it, kids. Don't worry about it. Just learn your fucking moral.
Yeah.
That's the most important part of this fucking story.
You know who else lives happily ever after?
The Jew.
We do.
Oh, yes, we do.
Jesus
We
Christ.
do.
We do. And thank you for listening. My name is John. You can find me on Instagram at Deadtime. No, at Director John Ramirez. I also make movies at Deadtime Media. Follow the pod on Instagram. That's BVPod. Follow the pod on TikTok. That's BVPod.
You can follow me at misspiggy.com. No, okay. Hi, I'm Priscilla. I got nothing to plug right now, but yeah, that's it.
I'm Nick. You can follow me on Instagram at nick.serafino. Love you. Mwah.
I'm fucking Kermit, man. You better shoot some fucking love in the chat, man. If I see you on the fucking
tell him,
streets
Kermit.
and you didn't leave a
Tell
fucking
him, Kermit.
5-star, man, we're swinging, dog.
That's right, Kermit.
Keep it real.
Now
We'll
go
see you
fuck
on the
each other
next
in the
one.
closet.
Watch me clap my cheeks. Yeah, Kermit.
Furious Kirby.